Hey boys and girls, mums and dads, and Rocky's furry friends. This is Rocky Rockstar. My name's Donna-Leigh Perfect. I'm a published author and speaker, inspirational speaker, and I am the Peace Warrioress mentor. And this is Rocky Rockstar. He's pretty cool, isn't he? Well, Rocky Rockstar is going to actually be very excited when he finds out about the book we're reading today. Aren't you, Rocky? Because I think, is this your favourite book? It's his favourite book. It's his favourite book. And it is Borreguita. Borreguita and the Coyote. And that's actually our favourite, well, one of our favourite books. I know we got lots of favourite books, don't we, Rocky? But actually, our absolutely favourite books are Rocky's books himself. Yep, that's right. These are actually Rocky Rockstar's books. Believe it or not. How did you write those, Rocky? You're pretty clever, really. These are stories about our rescue dog, Rocky Rockstar, and my daughter, Jess, and the beautiful life lessons that Rocky Rockstar teaches Jess about kindness and compassion. So in each one of these books, it's a takeaway message for children. And right now, during this really difficult time, I believe we can be spending beautiful quality time reading with our children. And I remember myself when I was going through a lot of trauma in my life as a 7-year-old. I was actually in 13 foster homes. And one of the first foster homes that I was in, the foster mother used to read stories to me in bed at night. And these stories actually enabled me to escape the reality of my trauma for a while and into the story. And it gave me a little bit of peace and, calm in my life, which just helped so much. And so it's amazing what stories can do for your children. And, so many years later, you have these beautiful fond memories of your mum, your dad, your foster parents, your grandparents reading to you. So never underestimate the, amazing value in reading to your children. They are very precious moments. And right now, when we are being isolated with the coronavirus, I think this is a beautiful time to be reading to our children. And in the back of these books is actually some magic. Yep, there's actually some magic. And I think, Rocky, you might have had something to do with that magic, did you? Are you a bit of a rock star? You had some... He gets very sleepy when it's story time. In the back of these books is a life-saving app. So there's a QR code in the back of these books when you buy these books. And this app is a free app that you can download, and it actually has 13 life-saving support services on it. Now, we're going to really experience a lot of anxiety in the next few weeks, months, with this crisis that we're all going through globally. And on this app is 13 life-saving support services. So we have Lifeline, we have Kids Helpline, if kids are feeling anxious and they need to talk to somebody professional. Then there is Paradise Kids for the Grief and Loss Program, and actually a percentage of these books go to Paradise Kids Grief and Loss Program. Then we have a men's line. So for men that, if you're the main breadwinner in your home, and, often it is the mother as well, but there's a men's line available for men if you need to have a chat with a professional. Then there's also a domestic violence number. There's Rosie's and Agape if you need a feed, if you have no money and no food, and you need to have a meal for you and your family, then those kind of services are available on the magic of this app in the back of these books. But the other thing is there are meditations and visualizations. There are short ones and longer ones. And so both of these books have this app, and then we have 30 other stories from around the world that I'm reading with Rocky Rockstar sitting, so mostly sleeping, on the couch next to me. So we're very hungry caterpillar, we're going on a bear hunt, those kind of stories that your kids, your favourite stories, well, those are all loaded on this amazing app. So you can buy these books, and I will put in the link, but you can buy these books on Donna Donna-Leigh, L-E-I-G-H, perfect.com. So if you get on that website, you can actually purchase these books, which are books that keep on giving to our community. So that's pretty cool. And actually, we were on Channel 7 a few days ago with these books. And this is what the app looks like. This is what the app looks like. So you can see the app there. It's an amazing app. But now it's time for story. Come on, Rocky, sit up. It's story time. Hey, say hello. Hello, boys and girls. Hello. Wow, are you a bit excited for Borreguita and the Coyote? Because you're going to get excited when you hear him. All right, let's get started, shall we? Borreguita and the Coyote. On a farm at the foot of a mountain, there once lived a little ewe lamb. Her master called her simply Borreguita, which means little lamb. One day, Borreguita's master tied her to a stake in a field of red clover. The lamb was eating the lush plants when a coyote came by. The coyote growled. Borreguita, I'm going to eat you. Borreguita bleated. Bah, bah. Oh, Senora Coyote, I would not fill you up. I am as thin as a bean pod. When I have eaten all of this clover, I shall be fat. You may eat me then. Coyote looked at the skinny little lamb and the wide clover field. Está bien. That is good, he said. When you are fat, I shall come back. Ooh. He's got big, sharp teeth. Ooh, it's scary. After many days, the coyote returned. He found the lamb grazing in a meadow. He growled, Borreguita, you're as plump as a tumbleweed. I'm going to eat you now. Borreguita bleated. Bah, bah, Senora Coyote, I know something that tastes ever so much better than lamb. What? Asked Coyote. Cheese, cried Borreguita. My master keeps a round of cheese on his table. He eats it on his tacos. The coyote had never heard of cheese, and he was curious about it. How can I get some of this cheese? He said. Borreguita said, there is a pond at the end of the pasture. Tonight, when the moon is high, meet me there, and I will show you how to get a cheese. Está bien, said Coyote. I will be there. Ooh. That night, when the full moon was straight up in the sky, Borreguita and Coyote met at the edge of the pond. There, glowing in the black water, was something that looked like a big, round cheese. Do you see it? Cried Borreguita. Swim out and get it. Coyote slipped into the water and paddled toward the cheese. He swam and he swam, but the cheese stayed just so far away. Finally, he opened his mouth and lunged. Whoosh! The image shattered in the splash. Pond water rushed into Coyote's mouth. Coughing and spluttering, he turned and headed for the shore. When he reached it, the little lamb was gone. She had tricked him. Coyote shook the water off his fur. Then he looked up at the big cheese in the sky and howled, "Arr!" even wake him up. At dawn the next day, Borreguita went to graze near a small overhanging ledge of rock on the side of the mountain. She knew that the coyote would be coming after her, and she had a plan. As the sun rose over the mountain, Borreguita saw the coyote coming. He was sniffing along with his nose on some trail. She crawled under the ledge and lay on her back, bracing her feet against the top. When the coyote found her, he growled, "Rrrr, Borreguita, I see you under there. I'm going to pull you out and eat you." Borreguita bleated, "Bah, bah, Signora Coyote, you can't eat me now. I have to hold up this mountain. If I let it go, it will come tumbling down." The coyote looked at the mountain. He saw that the lamb was holding it up. Do you think it's really holding it up? I don't think so. Can you see it? It looks like it, but I don't know. "You are strong," said Borreguita. "Will you hold it up while I go for help?" The coyote did not want the mountain to fall, so he crept under the ledge and put his feet up. "Push hard," said Borreguita. "Do you have it now?" "I have it," said Coyote, "but hurry back. This mountain is heavy." Borreguita rolled out of the shallow cave and went leaping and running all the way back to the barnyard. Coyote held up that rock until his legs ached and he was hungry and thirsty. At last he said, "Even if this mountain falls, I'm going to let it go. I can't hold it any longer." The coyote dragged himself out and covered his head with his paws. The mountain didn't fall. Then he knew the little lamb had fooled him again. Coyote sat on his haunches and howled. Early the next morning, the coyote hid himself in a thicket in the lamb's pasture. When she drew near, he sprang out with a woof, and he said, "Borreguita, you will not escape me this time. I'm going to eat you now." Borreguita bleated, "Bah, bah, Signora Coyote, I know I deserve to die, but grant me one kindness. Swallow me whole so that I won't have to suffer the biting and chewing." "Why should I make you comfortable while I eat you?" demanded the coyote. "Anyway, I couldn't swallow you all in one piece even if I wanted to." "Oh, yes, you could," cried Borreguita. "Your mouth is so big, you could swallow a cougar. Open it wide and I will run and jump in." Wonder why he wants to do that. Crazy Borreguita. Coyote opened his mouth wide and braced his feet. Borreguita backed away. Then she put her head down and charged. Bam! She struck the inside of Coyote's mouth so hard she sent him rolling. "Ow, ow, ow!" howled the coyote as he picked himself up and ran away, his mouth feeling like one big toothache. And from that day on, Borreguita frisked about on the farm at the foot of the mountain, and Coyote never bothered her again. Wow. I think Borreguita's pretty clever. I think he really fooled the coyote, didn't he? You're going to sit up and say goodbye? I hope you enjoyed that story. Did you enjoy it, Rocky? What about all the, oh, did you like that? Did you like that? You gonna say goodbye? You gonna say goodbye to everyone? See you later. Story times every Tuesday and Thursday, Queensland time at 4 p.m. I hope you can tune in and share my post with all the children in your life and subscribe to my YouTube. See you later.